date, but now they are no more abstaining in quotes. They're abstaining outside the relationship, but inside relationship they still want to have, you know what I mean. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chidema. If you're new here, thank you for stopping by. Make sure you actually like, comment and subscribe to our videos. I have someone here with me. She is my friend and we met in camp and we're still friends till now. So I want her to introduce herself by herself. So,
okay guys, my name is Kondo James, IB for short.
Yeah. So we're actually talking one day the topic that we're talking about if abstinence is really possible. You know, we're in the Gen Z area and it's an era now. You know, we're in the Gen Z era and it feels like it's not possible because a lot of things have changed. So we're trying to talk about it based on our own Christian perspective and based on what we feel like is the right thing or what we feel like is actually the best way to approach this. So is abstinence really possible?
Well, if you ask me, abstinence is very possible, even if I must admit that it's kind of difficult because, you know, you see a lot of things these days that, you know, arouses you, like sexually.
Okay.
Social media, on the road, you know, walking around, you see a lot of things. So I know it's going to be very, very difficult, but it's not impossible. So I believe it's still very, very possible to stay and maybe abstain from sex. I
know it's possible though, but not many people have this mindset that it's possible. I actually met men in church, in quotes, that say they're Christians, right? And when it gets to that aspect, okay, I asked you, they're asking me, but when it gets to that part, when you ask about can you abstain, like can we, like, let's just, since it is in the Bible now, flee from all appearances of evil, and the one part that Paul was talking about abstaining from actually fornication and all lust of the flesh. Now if I met guys that say okay, they can actually date, but now they are no more abstaining in quotes. They're abstaining outside the relationship, but inside relationship they still want to have, you know what I mean. So what do you do in that type of situation?
Well, that's kind of difficult because like I said, you know, we are in the era where people feel you can just do whatever it is you like. You know, you're not you're not answerable to anybody. It's just you, just yourself. You know, it's your body. So whatever you choose to do with your body, you do with your body. So in that case, now I think these guys they may not be, you know, sanctified per se. Okay, just imagine going to church and you never knew this guy just started coming to church. True. You met him in church and he's lifting his holy hand. You're like, wow, this guy is doing worship. This guy is spirit filled. But you don't even know that he just came to church maybe yesterday, the before yesterday, and he's like, oh God, help me please. I want to stop the sin. I want to do this. I want to stick to one person. And then meeting him, he's telling you, okay, we can do this, the confinement of the relationship and not outside. You might be like, what is he even saying? But I thought, you know, he's in church and he's supposed to know that whether inside the relationship or outside the relationship, he's not supposed to be there. So I believe in this case, you really not blame the guys. Okay, so it takes a whole lot of discernment to know that, okay, this guy, you know, has gotten to that point where he can really abstain like entirely. So maybe to the girls now, just look out. You know, be very, very careful when looking out for a guy you want to date, even if he's in the church. So
and another thing I'm saying, and the thing that most people don't know, you know what? I don't know if it's, I don't want to be, how I put it, that I don't want to just focus my thoughts on something or on statistics that is not even actually certified yet. But I feel like if a lady gives her life to Jesus Christ and a guy gives life to Jesus Christ, for a lady that has not actually had sex before, or actually not been into any sexual relationship before, it's easier for her, even for a guy, it's easier for them to actually abstain than someone that has already started it before, that gives life to Christ, and you're not expecting him all of a sudden to just change. It's actually very, very hard. And think that church, like a hospital, like you said, you don't even know whether that person is at the stage of sanctification, trying to actually just know God more. So now, in that case, so you're saying that there are actually no godly men. That's what you're saying?
Of course there are.
Okay,
there are godly men, but it's kind of difficult to, you know, to spot them out.
Spot them.
Yes, to spot them out, you know. you're just like in a world where there are different species of men, you know, those that are mad, like some persons will say many are mad but few are roaming. So you might see this person and you think, this guy is cute, is normal, but you don't know he's actually going through a lot. Like we all are coming from a lot. So I just believe there are actually godly men out there, but then it takes God's grace, you know, to find them and for them to find you as well. After all, even the Bible says he who finds a wife and not she who finds a husband. So you know, these days they say you're not married, blah 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 bullshit. You're like, I'm not the one to look for the husband, for crying out loud. The husband is supposed to come searching for me. I don't even understand.
I understand what you're saying.
So that's just
and
it.
Another thing I feel like most young believers how I put it, they have inferiority in the sense that abstinence is not only you not just not having sex. It actually starts from sexual purity. Get my point? Your thoughts, your actions, what you listen to. You try to be like you said when you said this video earlier on. You said that most like it's actually very hard right now because you just go on the internet and just see something, an ad just pop up and it's about sex. Get my point? So I feel like if you want to abstain, it starts from you being sexually pure in the sense that you are very cautious of what enters your ear, cautious of what you see with your eyes, cautious of the actions where you go to. You try to place restrictions on these things. It's not as if you are avoiding something, but you're still using your hand. Okay, I'm abstaining, or the right word now. For people that I'm celibate, I'm abstaining from sex, but still yet you are still watching pornography. I guess my point.
I think I have something to add to what you just said now. You know, abstinence. Okay, let's use the word sexual purity. I believe it's like a bigger umbrella. Like it covers abstinence. Reason being that people feel abstinence is just about avoiding the penetration aspect of sex. Yes. Okay. So, but they feel they can, you know, explore, they can give, they can, you know, do other things, you know, romance, smoosh, and all that. But forgetting that all that has to do with this abstinence we are talking about. So let's just maybe use the word sexual purity when you're talking about abstaining.
So in summary, it's not only the sex aspect, your actions, your thoughts, your words, and other things that are not the main sex is actually has to be like you actually have to abstain from those. You have to be pure. Now, what are the ways in which you can abstain? Since it's actually very hard now in the Gen Z era. What are things you can abstain from? Like ways in which you can abstain.
The ways. Okay. First of all, I would say we should set boundaries.
Okay.
By setting boundaries, I mean like just know what you want. Know what you want and what you don't want. At some point, learn how to say no.
Okay.
Yes, like there are some persons. Okay, let me use myself as an example. I don't like saying no to people because I know it's going to hurt their feelings. Maybe someone sends something to me and I'm not okay with it, but because I believe this person is going to be hurt, I'll just say, okay, fine, let me just try it out. So if you know you want to be abstinent or you want to abstain, you have to learn how to say no. Like no, I'm not doing this or I'm not doing that. Okay, so you got to set boundaries. Then another way I think we can
let me cut you short. Okay, on that set of boundaries, what I would like about Christian relationships or Christian dating in the sense is that there's someone you and your partner is accountable to. There's someone watching you, because this abstinence might sound easy, but it's actually not easy. Imagine you are dating someone and you actually have connection with that person. Something might happen if you're not careful. Now, setting boundaries means that be accountable to someone. There should be a pastor or a mentor. Get my point.
It must
not be a pastor. It must not be a pastor though. It might be someone that you and it can even be your parent, someone that you and your partner respect. But I hope you guys are still keeping to your vows of being sexually pure to the end. Hope you are not doing this. Hope you are not doing that. Like accountable partner is very, very, very important. So in setting boundaries, we should also be accountable to someone that we actually respect. Not someone that will not do something like the best thing like this. Don't worry, grace will cover you. Grace, but Paul said, they said, shall we continue in sin that grace may abound? No, God forbid. So the next one.
Okay, the next one is date people who are like-minded with you. Okay, let's just say, like one of my friends will always say, she's very, very artistic. She loves art, she loves anything that has to do with music, sports and all that. So definitely she has to date someone who is also into that line. I don't know if you understand. Now we're talking about abstinence. You cannot say, okay, I want to abstain, and then I'm going for someone who I know is very, very wild. Someone who wants to explore, someone who wants to explore, everything that he's.
And most girls say that God, the Holy Spirit will change you.
You can imagine. Please, like where do you want to start from?
No, please. Those people say that thing and they end up falling in temptation with that person that they end up bending over. And most times it's not even the person that you're trying to change that bends over to you. It's actually you that now bends over to the person. I get to my point.
That's very ironical.
Please. These people who are like-minded. You're a Christian. You have once when I go on dates, when I meet people, when I ask them first, not like I ask them at first date, but as we get talking, I just ask, like, I always bring cheap that question. I think it's very, very important to actually keep, so you know what you're going through, instead of you catching feelings, and at the end of it all, what is that the guy is telling you that you cannot just abstain. You guys must do it. So I'm saying that date people, like, look for people that. And you can meet people like this in churches, even though there are people like I said, church is like a hospital. You can meet in church, you can meet in event centers that actually like Christian event centers. You can meet in Christian websites. You can just meet anywhere
even on your streets.
Even on your street.
Yeah, you can.
You can see someone on your street.
Sure.
So I'm saying that, but first things first is that to ask that, please, I'm not doing this, please, be cool. To the next. The next one.
Okay, the next way to practice abstinence is by not putting yourself in situations where you'll be tempted. I believe we know what that means. Like, I don't want to have sex. I don't even want to try it. In fact, I don't even want to kiss. I don't want to smooch. But yet you're always in this guy's room,
that corner,
and the room,
sister,
the curtain is well arranged. Everywhere is so dark, so
you all this Korean vibe,
like very, very romantic, and in your mind you're like, God, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do this. But do you know that you just tempted yourself to do that? And if anything should happen maybe along the line, I think you will have yourself to blame for that.
Sure.
So if you know you want to avoid this, please and please and please don't even go there. Or even if you do, make sure you don't spend more than you're supposed to spend, like as much time you're supposed to spend.
This like I said, I remember when I was in a church, I don't want to call the church name.
Okay.
And so if you're dating, if the church is aware that you're dating or you're in courtship already, what they do is that you cannot go to the guys and say, no, someone will follow you. I feel like that's the accountability partner there. Someone will follow you to the house.
Sorry to cut you short. So does it mean that each time the guy and the girl wants to meet, the church is usually away? Like, they don't even go out on secret dates or something?
They can go out on dates on open play, but a friend must follow them.
So is it every time that they go out on dates that the friend must follow them and the church knows about it? For me, I think there is a little bit of
I'm just saying that I
don't trust that.
Sexual sins are actually on the high, even in churches these days. So most churches just try to actually look for ways to actually come.
Okay, they are trying.
Yeah, they're trying.
It
might not work, but at least to an extent, it actually works for them. What I said that because of, you said don't put yourself into situations that will tempt you.
Yeah.
You know that you're a very soft-minded person, and you know that you are trying to be holy. That's the word. You're trying to be, because everybody's trying to be who we are trying to on the walk of holiness, walk to holiness actually.
Yes.
You're trying to be holy. Then you're going to the guy's house every time and you're expecting nothing to happen. Sister, what are you looking for?
Maybe she has a stone in her heart. Maybe the emotions are not even there. Or maybe she's not attracted to the guy, because if you are, trust
you're not attracted to the guy, the guy is attracted to you. My dear.
Trust me.
See, you get my point. It's a two-way thing. She's not attracted to the guy, but the guy is attracted to her. And very soon I want to do that, and before you know, my sister has fallen. And the next time on church, when I'm singing I worship you, be crying. I think you worship God, but I don't know if you've done something bad, you're not crying. But they don't. Please just try to avoid everything, sexting, calls, like just
name it.
Please avoid everything.
Avoid, like cut it out.
Avoid it.
Okay, the next one is keep your eye on the prize. And as Christians, I believe we know what this point is talking about. You know the prize. You know heaven is the goal. So aside heaven being the goal, I believe as adults we all have that thing we have said in our minds that we want to be. Some of us have said, okay, I want to remain a virgin until I get married. I want my husband to be the first person. All that. So you know that thing. You know what it is you want to achieve. You want to remove everything that will give you worry. Okay, imagine not having sex or having anything to do with sex. You don't have to worry about sexually transmitted diseases. You don't have to worry about getting pregnant. You don't have to worry about your period not flowing. If your period is not flowing, where you know, oh, maybe it's an infection
or hormonal imbalance,
infection, maybe yeast infection, hormonal imbalance or something. But your mind will never maybe skip because I just had sex last 2 weeks, so I just had sex now. Maybe my period is not coming out. What's wrong? So you see that anxiety and everything that comes from it. So once you keep your eyes on the prize, I believe you have no room for all of this.
And let me protest your point. Like, I feel like this thing about sex, that sex clouds your judgment.
Okay.
You see someone that is dating a guy and the guy is beating her, domestic violence, but she's still there doing what?
I think it's tough. It's
still there. See, there are some. I get your point, though.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that there's some decisions you want to make.
Yeah.
You can't just leave because you have, like, okay, most no relationship, most people are able to walk out from, because I was not attached to them by any.
Exactly.
Like, it was easier for me to walk out from them.
That's true.
But there's a reason why God is telling you abstain from sexual immorality. There's a reason why it is said in so many Bible verses. It is said to abstain. Ephesians 5:3 talk about it. There are reasons why. Why not obey? Keep your eye on the prize. Obey, because when you abstain, it's actually you have a lot of benefits to yourself. You have a lot of benefits, and you're sure that okay, there's something that like having a conviction about something. Actually seeing that conviction comes to play. Like I said, I don't want to actually do this, and I try it's not easy. I try my best and get to the goal. I don't know what kind of what I'll feel that I was able to do this no matter what is happening in the world. And this is not to bash anybody. If you've actually had sexual sins before, it is like you can come back to the Lord, you can come back to God, and it's always ready to actually, his arms is open wide to receive you. If you've had anything, and if you've had one before, you can choose to be celibate. You are still abstaining from sex. Doesn't matter if you have done it before, but it's now what you have decided to do now, the present. So what do you have to say before we end the video?
Yeah, it's still the same thing. Everything revolves around, coming back to God. Everyone is eligible, to have that grace. Even Jesus himself said he didn't come for those who are righteous. He actually came for the sinners. So even if you started, though it may be a little difficult, let me not say little, it will be very difficult for you to stop and then say, okay, I don't want to do this again, I don't want to do this, I want to become righteous. You're going to pass through difficulties, temptations. You can imagine saying, okay, I don't want to have sex again. I hear your ex-boyfriend calling, I missed you, I did this, I did that. Your brain is like processing a whole lot of things. But trust me, if your mind is set on it, if you're determined and you said, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do it. Yeah, of course, I've seen so many persons who were very, very sexually active, and then along the line they just knew that I think I've crossed the line, I just have to stop this. And yes, they were able to do it. They did it until they got married. And I believe God's favor and his blessings follow those who also do this.
So
it's very, very important. Forget about these days where people will say, it doesn't matter. My dear, it really matters. In fact, it does matter a lot, more than you can even imagine. So sexual abstinence, it's still very, 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 very possible into this.
And you can also find your own godly man. But before you get to that point, find your own godly man, make sure you are godly too. So you can actually, because it's not just I want godly man because he's just abstain from sex. Do you have the what it has to take to actually hold that relationship together? Because can you pray for long? Can you fast? Can you do other things? Sometimes you actually want to actually be intimate with that person, but you have to just, like I said, keep your eye on the prize. So thank you for watching this video. Make sure you like, subscribe, also comment. Let us know what you think in the comment section. Bye.